All right.
I'm here. I'll just be doing a couple things.
Yep. So, I'm going to start off with Jax.
Yes, sir.
You, after waking up in the morning, after your events of the evening and the night before
I don't know what you're talking about.
being quite successful, um, what would you like to do?
Well, before I even leave my room, I'm gonna disguise myself.
Okay. And how would you like to do that?
I keep forgetting about push to talk. Sorry. With my disguise kit, I'm gonna use some of the chalk in there to give myself markings like I did before. Try to disguise myself to look like a different tabaxi.
All right. Are you trying to make yourself look like the same markings you did last time?
No, we'll do different this time.
Okay. Cleek and Walben are there, so would you like to ask one of them for help, or are you doing it on your own?
I'd probably ask for help if they're there.
Advantage disguise kit.
Oh, we don't have Rob tonight either?
No, he's working. Which kind of works out, though, because Cleek wanted to stay in town an extra day, so, I mean, this kind of gives him a reason to. Yeah, you get some nice white markings into your black fur, pretty deep in, so, you know, somebody brushing past you, might not be easily, might not easily notice that they're not real markings. Um, but yes, what would you like to do? Push to talk.
Yes. Sorry, I was just gonna keep an eye on Walben and Cleek because they'd just been resurrected and they weren't really like on their feet yet. So I was just gonna kind of be an escort, you know, keep them out of trouble.
Well, they got resurrected the morning before, and they said it'd probably take about a day. So at this point, it's been close to 24 hours. It's like probably, I don't know, 19, 20 hours.
All right, I'll check in with them, and if they're feeling like up and spry and okay, I'm gonna tell them not to get into any trouble, and then I'll sneak out of the city. Try to meet up with the rest.
Okay. So you are here. What way would you like to take out of the city?
I know the crossroads is south, right?
You do.
Yeah, I'll just the most direct path.
Okay. So you're going out the bottom of the Mosaic Ward?
Yeah, but I'll like throw up my hood and try to hide myself entirely from anybody happens to be looking at me with interest.
You had mentioned last time you wanted to stop at Arcane Bob's. Did you still want to do that?
I don't think I remember why I wanted to stop at Arcane Bob's.
I know you were going to take Cleek and Walben, but I can't remember why else you wanted to stop. Oh, yeah, you were supposed to stop there because the Queen told you to.
Oh, yeah, okay. I suppose I'll go there with Cleek and Walben then. Since I was planning to take them there that morning.
Yeah. I'm going to assume that they're going to go because they did say they wanted to go as well. So I figure maybe start the next game if Walden and Cleek are there, we'll do a little flashback. So they follow you over to Arcane Bob's, which is right here, just outside the Shimmer Ward. So let's switch maps. Once again, as usual, Arcane Bob is deep in his papers and scribblings and flipping open books. As you walk in,
It'll be like last time. I'll kind of stop the others at the doorway though, and I'll knock to announce us before I come in. Bob,
Sure.
are you in here?
Ah, yes, Mr. Padfoot, please. Oh, I see you brought friends.
Yeah, they probably have some coin to spend. I was told you might have a package for me though.
As you walk over, he pulls out from underneath his desk a small package. It is only about the size of your fist. And he puts it on the desk. I do.
Cool. I'll take it, and before I do anything with it, I'm gonna be like, "Do you know what's in here?"
All I know is somebody said they were dropping it off for you. And given with the kind of items you purchased, I probably do not want to know.
I mean, that's fair. I was just wondering if you had any idea if it was an extra dimensional space or not.
Honestly, could not tell you.
I'm gonna look it over real carefully to see if it's trapped.
Give me an investigation. Or Arcana, or actually both if you're looking for either kind of trap. No, you don't see nothing.
Okay, I'll open it up.
Inside, you find a sending stone.
Huh. Okay. I'll take that and put it away in my bag of holding.
I assume you know who it's to.
I think so. I'm not exactly gonna call out to them right now, but
Yeah. He says, I don't think I want to know who's on the other end of that.
other end of what?
Well, you opened it, right?
I know I'm asking him. Other end of what?
Oh, okay, I get you. He kind of smiles. Nothing, never mind.
Exactly. So, I'm going to leave these two men in your perfectly capable hands, and I'm gonna go catch up with the others that you sent the convoy for. Do you know if that convoy was successful?
It should be arriving there any point now.
In that case, Cleek, Welbin, take care of yourselves, and you as well, Bob. I'll see you when I see you.
Hopefully sooner than later, Mr. Padfoot.
Yeah, and I'll take my leave.
Okay. I'm sorry. Give me 5 minutes here. I have to disappear for a moment.
No sweat.
I don't know. 5 minutes is a long time.
We could get in all the troubles.
How many guards do you think I can murder on my way out of here?
I'm gonna go with 10.
Uh,
Make Ina proud.
I mean, if it's the guards I think they are, they only got like 11 HP. Sorry, I'm in the process of making a coffee.
Could have done that before you were late for D&D.
Yeah, well, I slept through my alarm. So,
Some casual talk.
shit happens.
Burn.
No, a half session is casual talk.
Dun dun dun.
All right, sorry about that, guys. That was unexpected. Yeah, so you make your way out of the city, Jax.
Yes, sir.
You get out without any problems. Nobody stops you. Although you do notice somebody kind of eyeing you a little bit.
Before I make it out of the city?
As you're getting towards the gate down here.
And are they at the gate or are they following me?
They're at the gate.
Do I recognize them?
Roll me a history at advantage.
I was just going to guess. Is it that young lady that I threatened before?
No.
Murder.
It's that captain you don't like.
Throat murder.
Okay, as I'm kind of getting to where the gate's at, am I going to be able to see him if I get through the gate?
He's standing just on the inside. He's kind of leaning against the wall, just happened to look up, and he saw you, and he's just kind of like watching you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll act nonchalant and just continue on my way.
As you're leaving, I'd like you to make me a perception.
What do I percept?
You feel like you're still being watched. But with that roll, you also feel like he probably hasn't moved yet. But if you turn to look, that might provoke something.
I'm not going to turn to look.
Turn.
I am going to take a potion of invisibility out of my bag and just drink it.
You hear an audible gasp. And you hear him call over a couple other guards.
Yeah, I'm already moving from the position I was in when I took the potion. And I will poison an arrow.
You hear him tell the guards to be on the lookout for any black tabaxi in the area. And if any comes back through the gate, to let him know.
As he's moving back through the gate, I'm going to open fire on him.
Damn. Okay. All of a sudden, there is... make your attack, actually, first.
Okay, I will swear him as my enemy. After making him my enemy, the first attack.
You have advantage, by the way.
Does that hit, though?
Yeah, that fucking hits.
So that's a crit on top of that because of assassinate.
God damn. Okay.
And if we're going with those rules, that's... Give me 1 second. So that's my crit damage.
Yeah, it sure is, Buckaroo. Oh my god. Everything has 1,000 HP from now on.
And if he's still up, I'm gonna fire another one. If he's not still up, I'm gonna make a run for it.
Bro, that thing punches through the back of his helmet, out his face, and he drops to the ground, spraying the two guards with viscera and brain matter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take off, invisible as I am. Fuck that guy.
Okay. Now it's gonna take you about, I believe I said it was roughly 5 hours to the crossroads, and then probably another 5 hours to, to Blumenthal. So we're gonna switch over at the moment to, we're gonna go to Harvester, because he's already been in Blumenthal. Actually, I guess he probably would have got to Blumenthal and fuck, like 3, 4
how
in the
much?
morning.
I was gonna say how much time had expired between what went on when I wasn't there and now.
It was just. Do you mean like Jax's mission?
Well, sort of. I mean, I bailed from the city prior to that, so.
Yeah. So like you've probably been there. So it's about 10 in the morning now, but you got there at like probably 3 in the morning. So we'll go back to when you get there, because it's a long road, but it's an easy road.
Fair.
Yeah, because you left in like early afternoon or something, I think. Maybe late afternoon.
I can't recall the exact time, to be honest.
Yeah, and it would have taken you like an hour from your path just to get back onto the road. So roughly 9 hours from the time you left. So you would have got there like sometime between midnight and 3 in the morning.
Are there any what look to be unoccupied barns?
Roll me an investigation, maybe?
Hey, I opened the wrong character sheet. So much investigation.
You don't find an empty one. You definitely find some with like animals and stuff, but not really any people.
Fair enough. I'll peek inside. What kind of animals are in the barn?
The one you find, it's got a couple horses and yeah, on one side of it, and in a through a barn door on another side, you find some cows.
Fair enough. I will enter. Kind of trying not to be intimidating.
What are you wearing right now, by the way? Are you still just like full
I
metal?
look like a priest of Melora right now.
Right. So, as you enter the first section, a couple of the horses kind of lightly neigh, but they don't seem to be threatened. They just haven't seen you before, so they're kind of interested, poking their heads over the stalls to look at you, but none of them really get loud.
I have a bunch of rations for whatever reason, probably my starting equipment.
Yep.
Is it reasonable to assume there may be dried fruit in said rations?
Sure, why not? I'd say half of it is like jerky, and the other half can be like dried berries and
Nice.
such.
I'm going to pick out all the dried fruits that I can, and I'm going to and I'm gonna kind of just make my way down and just offer them some dried fruit.
The first one doesn't seem to like it. He doesn't take it. However,
There.
the second one, give me an animal handling.
Rolling fire.
He kind of takes it from your clawed paw as you like hold your hand out flat and kind of trying to not nick his nose. And he takes it and he kind of like gives you a gentle headbutt.
Cool. How many horses? You said they were on one side. Was it just the two? Or?
There's 5.
Yeah, I'll try and just keep them calm so they don't freak out.
Okay. Are you trying to feed all of them?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give them small portions. I have 10 rations in total, so
All right. So I'm gonna ask for an animal handling for each one. The first one just refused it. Second one, he took it. You got 3 left.
Wow.
10 was
Kind
the
of all over the
DC.
place.
10 was the DC. If you got anything below that, one of them was gonna nick its nose on your claws and make some noise. But you succeeded.
Sick.
They all take it, and they all kind of like one of them before he even takes it, he kind of like is like nudging your face with his nose. He's curious. He hasn't seen somebody like you.
Makes sense. Yeah. Now that they're all copacetic. I'm gonna look around. Is there any like loose burlap shit? Empty sacks, things like that.
Roll me investigation.
$18.
You managed to find one very large burlap of horse feed. It's mostly empty. You did notice that some of the horses' feed troughs were getting a little low. Not empty. They still had food, but they were low.
Fair. Yeah, I'll go empty it into their feed.
Okay. There's
Then I'll
also
take
plenty
it.
of hay.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, and then I'll kind of fix myself.
Okay. You get your burlap and your hay back in place, looking like the old harvester once again. What would you like to do with the vestments?
I'm gonna keep them.
Okay.
Just kind of put them back in my bag.
All right.
Oh, I don't know if we mentioned it, but after leaving the city, I would have dumped those bodies.
Where'd you dump them? Hold on, I'll open up the map.
Well, because I had left via not the road.
Yeah, you left the western side. Actually,
Yeah.
it was southwestern, where I believe it was sewers, right?
Well, yeah, the sewers took me outside, and then I just continued. So I probably would have left Rexentrum, crossed the road, crossed again, and then somewhere in here near the river, I probably would have tossed their bodies in the river before making my way to Blumenthal.
Sorry, what river?
This one.
Oh, so you're going like way the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, I just don't want them found.
All right, in that case, you probably wouldn't have even got there, because that's at least like a 8-hour trip just to get to that river.
Oh, well then fuck that. I'll just fucking toss them in a bush somewhere. I'll just strip them down.
All right.
You know what you could do is you could rip off their faces so that nobody can identify them.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I mean, that's fair.
Don't forget about the teeth.
I'm pretty sure we don't have dental records yet.
I don't know, Blair, do they have dental records?
No, they don't.
Actually,
I
you
mean,
know what?
should pull out the teeth just to be safe.
Fuck
and it's
it.
a trophy.
I would have taken, like, I don't know, like 10 minutes and, like, gathered up a bunch of dead wood, thrown all their bodies together, and then, after I stripped them down, taken a potion of fire breath.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned stripping them down, though.
Yeah.
Would have caused some issues. But yeah, that wouldn't take you very long.
Yeah.
And you're just doing it like off the road a little ways.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the, what's it called? You know.
Give me an
In the
approximate
wilderness.
location if you could.
Probably like somewhere in here.
All right.
Yeah.
I got you. So yeah, that about that location probably would have taken you like, let's say, an hour to get there and an hour to get. Or actually, sorry, you came out the other side, so it probably wouldn't lengthen your track by like an hour to get back on the road to Blumenthal. So that really doesn't change anything else.
Sick.
Did you roast marshmallows?
I don't eat.
Can you
Food.
smell?
Probably not.
Oh.
I am a machine.
I was going to
so-
say that, even the smell of roasting marshmallows is pretty dope.
You're not wrong.
But once I'm done kind of re-situating myself and shit like that, I'll leave the barn and approach the road again and make my way into town.
Okay. You get into town, and it is very quiet. You hear a moo every now and then. You hear some owls, some birds. It seems like the area has had some life come back into it since it's been a few days since you guys killed the Draco Hydra.
Fair enough.
As you make your way into town, you don't recognize much of anything. It has quadrupled in size. It is much larger than you remember, because when you were there, it was very, very small, very quaint. There was basically, it wasn't even really much of a town at that point. It was more of just, think
A hamlet.
Think like Hagersville 150 years ago, like when it was first being founded,
Yeah, so a hamlet.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Just one little crossroad.
With the few houses lined up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll make my way to the nearest inn.
Okay. You get to the inn. It's called the Bloomin' Manor.
Fair enough.
You enter and it's quiet. It's dark. There's one person with his feet up on the bar, and he's behind the bar. But he looks like he might be sleeping a little bit.
I'll walk up, just kind of tap my claw on the bar top.
Without opening his eyes, he's like, so, a visitor this late. And then he opens his eyes, and he kind of had his feet were up, and he was kind of leaned back slightly. When he opens his eyes, holy shit! And he just kind of falls over backwards. Oh, what the fuck? It's not good to sneak up on a man like that.
People
What?
shouldn't be sleeping on their jobs.
Well, normally I'd be up in bed, but the wife and I, you know how it is. And then he looks and he's like, well, maybe you do. What's with the costume?
This is how I look.
He starts to notice the tinny sound of your voice. And how you're dressed. And he's like, he gets thinking for a moment. And he's kind of squinting at you. Nah, there's no way. They're all dead, right? They have to be all dead. And he kind of reaches towards you with one knuckle out, like he's about to knock on your chest.
I'm not gonna cut his hand off or anything.
Coward.
Do you let him do it though?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh my god, holy shit, what unit number are you?
03.
His eyes widen and he is amazed. He starts smiling and laughing and clapping loudly. Oh my god, there's no way. Really? No, really?
I'll kind of pull my burlap shirt to the side and show my serial number, essentially.
Holy shit, what? I have so many questions. First, where have you been? You are literally a legend around here. But I think it's been like, shit, I don't know, at least 150 years.
Adventuring. Where are my brothers and sisters?
He pauses for a moment. Um, there's a couple left, but you wouldn't know them. I don't even know if you'd consider them brothers and sisters. The original group of you were decimated. This town had some bad times after you were gone. It hasn't always been this quiet and quaint. And he kind of looks down. I hate to tell you this, but they've been gone at least 100 years.
It's disappointing.
I mean, there's a couple new ones in the field, but I'm pretty sure they were only made like 50 years ago or so.
Mm. Interesting. I would like a room.
We don't charge legends around here, and he just slides you a key.
I'll nod to him.
Are you going to be staying long? I'm sure people would love to meet you.
I'll be here for a short time at least.
Excellent, excellent. Stay as long as you'd like.
Very well.
He sits back down in his chair, but he cannot peel his eyes off of you.
That's fair. I will take the key and kind of make my way upstairs to the room. But I'll flip him a gold coin as I go.
He as you leave, he's like, "Well, this is no good here."
Call it a tip.
Oh, I shall accept. Thank you very much. And then as you're going up the stairs, roll me a perception.
Nope.
No, you don't hear him.
Yeah, and then I'll go to my room. Kind of prior to my going into my century's rest and just kind of, recouping some energy. I'll kind of tinker with my body a little bit.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you're trying to do?
Yeah, but I got to clear it with you first, so we'll get to that later.
Okay, that's fair.
As to not slow anything down.
That's fair. With that, we will switch over to Ina and Khan. You guys have traveled most of the night. You did end up stopping at a point. So along that path between Rexentrum and Blumenthal up here, whereabouts would you guys like to stop? You guys left in the early afternoon, probably not long after Harvester. You can, you were supposed to...
Anything?
What's that? Here?
Okay.
This is the crossroads you guys were supposed to be stopping at to meet up with others, but it depends on whether you want to stop there or not. Or if you want to, you can get off the beaten path, take a rest, or, up to you guys.
Well, we told Jax that we would wait for him here, so we're going to, I guess, wait for him here slightly off the crossroads, but still in sight of it.
Okay. How far off the side? Like, are we talking like, a few meters? Like, you going out a little ways, like 100 meters or so? Like,
Far enough away that if somebody were to be on the crossroads, we would see them first. Does that make sense?
it does, yes. There's not a whole lot of tree cover in this area. So if you guys are going to have a fire, which I would assume, so you don't freeze during the night, it's going to be hard to hide that. But you could definitely still see people if they were to come down the path.
Okay, well, a small fire that gives off very little light, I guess.
Yeah, just trying to block the fire with tents and whatnot, the site of the fire.
Yeah, I don't think Khan's gonna freeze or anything.
Yeah.
So it's just me that's really worried about freezing. So, yeah.
Okay.
Furries.
Yeah. So you guys bunk down for the night. Are you guys trying to keep a watch at all through the night, or you just want to sleep?
I'll take first watch, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take second.
All right. In that case, Khan, give me a perception. You don't really notice it at first, but there is a small group of people walking down the path.
Kill them all.
Do they look like just travelers, or do they look armed?
There are both. Everybody that you can notice with your perception roll does have a weapon, and they're walking quietly, but it's not like they're sneaking.
They are sneaking?
It's not like they're sneaking.
Oh, okay. I'll just kind of keep to myself, keep an eye on them, but
Okay. You do notice about 8 people. And a couple of them seem to be a little shorter than the others. They seem to be walking in the middle of them. They're not carrying torches or anything like that. And as you watch, they get to the crossroads and they stop and they look at the side. And they seem to be having a discussion.
do I overhear anything?
Give me a perception at probably disadvantage because of your distance from the road. You know they're talking, but you're not really sure of what.
I'll just study them from afar.
They don't seem to take notice of you, and then they head down towards Blumenthal.
Word.
The rest of your watch just passes without anything, really.
I wonder if that was the magic shop.
There was no
Probably was.
they didn't have any any carriages or anything
Identifying
like
markers.
that. Yeah, no, it just looked like people in cloaks huddling together, traveling. Really.
Fair enough.
So your watch has come to an end.
I will wake up Ina.
Okay, I'll take my post.
And I'll inform her about the group that passed by earlier and whatnot, but yeah.
Okay. Ina, during your watch, for the first while, nothing really seems to happen. But give me a perception.
With advantage because I have my shield.
Yep. Through some of the tall grass, a little further off the road than you guys are, something seems to be rustling around. It's rustling the grass a bit.
Shit. I will listen intently and approach, like, slowly, but like not even half the distance. Just a little bit.
All right, it's only about like 15 meters out from you.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go 8 meters.
It goes silent. Actually, were you trying to be quiet about it?
Yeah.
Alright, so you're wearing heavy armor, correct?
Yeah.
Stealth at disadvantage.
14.
It does not go silent. Whatever it is, it doesn't notice you, and it keeps rustling around.
Can I see anything?
Whatever it is, it seems to be quite small.
Oh, fuck.
Would you like to get closer to investigate?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. But first, if I were to throw a rock towards Khan's tent, would it alert the small thing?
Well, Khan's tent is behind you, and whatever it is in front of you. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna like toss a rock.
So
Behind.
you're gonna slowly bend down, pick up a rock, and just kind of throw it behind you at his tent.
Yeah, and just hit his tent.
Okay. Con.
And then I'm gonna proceed forward, like immediately. So it's like simultaneous.
Okay. So Con, what is your passive perception?
15.
Wow, really? God damn, not bad for a fighter. Ina, I'm gonna ask you to make a luck roll to see if you actually hit his tent. So roll me a flat d20.
12.
So you don't hit a pole on his tent, so it doesn't really make a lot of sound, but it definitely hits the canvas.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna hope he heard me and then just continue.
Alright, give me another stealth. Disadvantage.
Two.
Whatever it
Fail.
is, goes silent.
Gonna get eaten by an owlbear.
Yeah. Wow. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try something ballsy. That's what I'm gonna do. I am going to Cast light.
All right. What are you touching?
I'm gonna cast it directly onto my shield. It's gonna be
Okay.
the brightest motherfucking shield you've ever seen. Like the beacons of Gondor are lit.
You hear a squeak and there's rustling, but suddenly it is tearing ass away from you. Roll me a
Yeah, I'm
nature.
satisfied with that. Yeah, I'm not gonna chase it.
Roll me a nature.
Roll nature. Okie dokie. Hang on. Nature. 19.
Sounded like the squeal of a rat.
Hmm. I like rats.
So, Con,
Yes.
you barely heard this this rock hit your tent, but it wakes you up a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, poke my head out.
You see my shield
Yeah.
literally lit up.
As you as you poke your head out and look around for Ina, I'm not even gonna make you roll a perception because in the darkness you see this glowing bright light.
Well, that's not good. I'm gonna get up and go see what the fuck's happening.
All right, so as you get out of the tent, after Ina has shone this bright light in the whole area, this is about the point when Ina, you realize it's a rat.
Yeah. Do I need to dispel magic to uncast the shield? The light? If I want it to go away?
Spell it, cast it. If you cast it again or dismiss it as an action. So you can just
Okay,
dismiss it.
Yeah, I'll dismiss it.
As you're heading towards Ina, Khan, the light disappears.
Everything okay?
Yep. Yeah, head back to bed.
He's just gonna scratch his horn and then turn back around and scratch his butt and then go to bed.
Yeah. You go back to bed. Ina, the rest of your watch passes without incident.
Awesome.
You guys awake in the morning to sounds of a carriage coming down the road.
What does the carriage look like?
There is no horse leading it. There's no driver on it. At least not that you can see.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It gets to the center of the crossroads, and this little carriage stops, and the side of it just pops open, almost like a food truck window. Just kind of pops straight up, and then all of a sudden a blue looking. It almost looks like a hologram, an illusion. Pops in, and he starts looking around. Hello? Believe I'm supposed to meet somebody here? Hello?
I'll approach cautiously.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello. I was supposed to meet somebody here. I'm not sure. Jax, did you tell Arcane Bob their names? or what they look like? Mitch?
Push to
How
talk.
can we... Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I was dozing off. Sorry, what did you ask me?
Did you tell Arcane Bob their names or what they look like?
I probably would have told them. Yeah, I would have given him a brief description of what he's looking for. I did tell him that he was looking for an Azamar and a Minotaur.
Okay. So, Ian, as you approach, he says, hello. My name is Arcane Bob. Mr. Padfoot sent me. He said you guys might have use of some wares.
Oh, that's very kind of him indeed.
Good old Jax.
Con, would you like to browse the collection?
Shopping.
He says, is there anything specific you're looking for? Or items you wish to sell, trade, etc., etc.?
Would you be willing to assess an item for me?
Do you mean identify?
No, I know what it is. I want to know its probable outcome when used.
I mean, if you know what it does.
I know what it is, but I don't know what it does. How about that?
Okay. So it's a magic item, you don't know what it does. Correct?
Right. Yeah.
So you need it identified.
Sure.
He kind of chuckles a little bit. He's like, yes, of course. It is 30 gold per identification.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give him the 30 gold.
Okay, and what item is it?
I am going to pass him the Orb of Dragonkind.
Ah, this is unrealistic. Where did you even get something like this?
That's classified.
He chuckles. You and Jax are quite a bit alike, aren't you?
Well, we do run in the same group, so...
He says, well, in ages past, elves and humans waged a terrible war on another world against evil dragons. When the world seemed doomed, the wizards of the Towers of High Sorcery came together and worked their greatest magic, forging 5 of these. They're called Dragon Orbs, or Orbs of Dragonkind, to help them defeat the dragons. One orb was taken to each of the 5 towers, and there they were used to speed the war toward a victorious end. The wizards used the orbs to lure dragons to them, then destroy the dragons with powerful magic. The Towers of High Sorcery fell in later ages, and the orbs were destroyed or faded into legend. Only 3 are thought to survive. Their magic has been warped and twisted over the centuries, however, so although their prime purpose of calling dragons still functions, they also allow some measure of control.
Interesting. Go on.
He says, this one. It has some spells attached to it. He seems to turn it over in his hand, and it's amazing he can even do this, considering he's literally just like a torso and up in beaming off of a little gem in place at the bottom of the
Anti-hologram.
yeah. But he's holding it and he's spinning it, and he says, well, this has several spells. You have some cure wounds, daylight, death ward, and scrying. These spells have a pretty high chance of success, um, and it has 7 charges. You can also call dragons to it. It calls to them telepathically, and you can speak to any dragon within 40 miles. Evil dragons that are in range of it, however, feel compelled to come to the orb as soon as possible by the most direct route.
But I can speak telepathically to any dragon. Doesn't have to be evilly aligned.
Correct. You can speak to any dragon within 40 miles.
But the evil ones will come as a beacon.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also cast Detect Magic with it, and shit. Hey, Mitch,
Yes, sir.
do you have a minor and major tables for artifact properties?
5e tools. Look up any artifact level item.
You should have it as well if you just type in properties in the compendium search.
Oh,
It should come up with artifacts, major detrimental, major beneficial, major or minor detrimental and beneficial.
I didn't know they had that in Roll20.
Yeah, they do. It's the DMG. If you have the DMG, you should have it.
Nice.
He does go forward to say there are a few other properties to it, but it is all going to depend on who is attuning to this item. The properties are not always the same. So what I've already told you, anybody who attunes to it will have this. But other things that you won't know until you attune to it.
I am currently attuned to it.
Ah, okay.
And have been for several weeks.
Oh man, so yeah, we never got around to doing your rolls then.
No.
I need 2 D100s.
Wait, we did do something where I have scales now. Is that counting as a roll?
That might be why you have scales. Did you
Okay.
write down what else you rolled?
Let me double check.
I think that was probably your major detrimental, actually. Hold on a sec.
Ina. 50% of my body is covered in sapphire blue scales, which Jack covered up with magic. And 3d10 age older plus con save or die. I take really bad notes.
So what were your beneficial properties then? Because those are both your detrimentals.
1 3rd level spell and 1 cantrip. Which. So I have puff of smoke in my cantrip. And I don't have a level 3 that says I don't have a level 3 that says orb next to it, but I have a cure wounds, a scrying, death ward, and daylight.
So that would be your spells you automatically get.
Oh, and the Astronomian Stride, which I have no idea what that is.
I think that might be the 3rd level spell.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So you technically already know what it did.
Yeah, no, I'm just making conversation because I really had nothing to buy. But so what I wanted to know for clarification was when I go to use the orb, either to call a dragon or to use one of these spells, that's when I roll the 3d10 to age older plus a con save, or I die.
I believe that was when you attuned to it.
Okay, so I already did that. Okay. So now if I use it, there's no consequences other than if I call a dragon.
Nope. However, he does say, but, you know, if, you ever wanted to sell it, I'm
Yeah, what's it
open.
worth?
Give me 1 second. Pretty sure it's literally one of the highest priced items.
I'll give you 45 gold for it.
Welcome to GameStop.
Sad but true. Sad but true. Let's see. God damn. He says, I'll give you 350,000 gold for it.
Ina's just gonna like put out like a whistle and like, wow, it's an expensive piece.
Sure is.
Yeah, she's just gonna put it back in her pocket for now, and she's gonna think while Khan does his browsing.
As he notices you put away, he goes, 425,000?
Very tempting.
I'll let you think on that. What about you, big guy? You got anything you wish to buy or sell?
Yes.
Which would you like to do? Buy, sell, or trade?
What are the capabilities of this cart? Like, can he change things into? Can I like give him my 2 labiers of the labiers of the raging bull? And can he make something from my horns with them?
1 sec. He thinks for a moment, and he says, well, I mean, I could buy it off of you, but as for transforming it into something, I mean, that's you can't really modify magic items. You can add enchantments onto items, but like onto mundane items, but I cannot change magic items into something else without stripping the magic from it.
All right. Well, then, how much? For how much per are you offering?
He thinks for a moment. Says, well, these are not, he says they're rare, but they're not nearly as rare as that orb by a long shot. as I'm sure you can tell since you have 2 of them. He says, these, I could give you 2,000 each.
That's fun. You said 2,000 each.
He's taken aback by the fact you're not going to haggle, and he says, yeah, definitely 2,000 each.
What about this book? I'm gonna pull out the book of Ebon Tides.
My. This is quite interesting. And he kind of thumbs through it, and he's like, Cloak of Shadow, Darkness, Mirror Image, Phantasmal Killer, Invisibility, Seeming, Shadow Gateway, Shadow Step, Slither. Douse Light, Minor Illusion. And it's got some other benefits as well. So this is quite interesting. I could probably give you 25,000 gold for it, or maybe as high as 35,000 if you wish to spend it in my shop in trade.
$40,000 if I'm trading with you.
Are you trying to persuade him?
I'll try. Yeah.
Persuasion. He thinks for a moment. I mean, I guess I could do 40,000 if you spend it in my shop.
Okay, and then he's gonna pull out. Then I'm gonna pull out a helm of comprehend languages, and what else was I gonna get rid of? Oh yeah, Wayfarer's candle.
All right, so keep track of the amount you're trading. Anything you're just flat out selling, he can just add that to your cash. But anything you're trading, just keep track of that because I'm gonna lose track of it. Sorry, what was the first thing? Helm of comprehend languages.
Yeah.
He says this one. Yeah, these are kind of everywhere. Says for this, I could probably give you 800 gold, 1,000 if you want to spend it in the shop.
Cool, 1,000. All right. And then the Wayfarer's candle.
Uh, 250 gold, 300 if you spend in shop.
Okay. All right. Got any good belts?
What in particular would you be looking for?
Let's see. I mean, a belt of what level is that? What would I need?
A belt of your mom's chest hair.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
No, I can't afford it. How much would a ring of protection plus 3 be?
Jesus, how much AC you going for, bro?
The most that I can.
He says, well, +1 is rare, so +2 would be very rare, and then a +3 would probably be legendary. He says, about 80,000 GP.
And if I had a ring... Nah, it wouldn't be enough. Fuck.
I have some stuff, Con, to sell if you need more money.
How much would it give me for a basic ring of protection plus 1, or a regular one?
What it would cost for just a regular ring of protection?
No, how much if I threw that in the pot?
Oh,
That's either using it to upgrade or...
he says, you could add 3,000 to your shopping availability.
You said 60K or 80K for the...
80.
At 80, 80. I'm gonna try to haggle him. See if I could really do it for... Let's see, 40... So 45, 60... I'll offer him 50,000 GP.
50,000 for an 80,000 item.
I'm trying to haggle.
I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not even gonna make you roll. He's definitely not gonna do that deal. He's like, I'm sorry. Haggling is one thing, but dropping the price by more than a third, I can't do that, unfortunately. I would literally lose money on this transaction.
Offer him an endorsement deal.
Offer him one of your horns to sit on.
You know what? Khan's just going to
Rage.
yes. Khan's just gonna take the cash.
All of his cash. Take it and kill him.
Yeah, so you're just gonna sell it instead? Take the lower money?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the money. I'm not gonna give this guy my business.
He says, okay, I understand. You sure there's nothing else I can interest you in?
Nope.
Okay, understandable. I appreciate the business. I didn't really make any money, but I'm sure I will with these items in due time. He looks back to Ina.
I have some stuff in my inventory that I actually have no idea what it does.
Okay.
So I might end up selling it. I have chalk of Exodus. Here, I'll just put it in the chat.
Chalk of Exodus.
Yeah, what does it do? It doesn't, there's no...
It is a wondrous common item.
Yeah, but what does it do?
You can just put it. You can type it in the compendium. You can see what it does.
Yeah, the compendium doesn't have anything. It just says it's chalk. Oh, I have to click on it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm silly. I was just using the down arrow, and it wasn't giving me any additional information. So I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, you use it to draw penises on the map, and then they become real.
Got it.
Sweet Jesus.
Okay. And what about the gilded, traveling alchemy?
The girdle of traveling alchemy.
Yeah. Oh, it holds stuff. Got it.
Yeah. It has all of that in it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I probably don't want to sell that. Yeah, I think I'm okay right now.
He says,
Don't forget, you might need potions.
I already bought a whole bunch of potions the last time we went to the shop. Yeah, I still have 11, 12 healing potions.
like regular healing potions?
No, I have 10 superior and 1 normal.
Okay. He says, well, you thought about my offer for that wondrous artifact?
I think I'm gonna hang on to it for a little while longer, but where else can I find you other than this city that we were just in?
I have spots in most of the major cities. There's one in Uthadurn. As you already witnessed, there's one in Rexentrum. I have a
Can I
place.
get him just to check it off on a map for me? And then, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Do you have a map of Wildemount?
I have a map, yes, in my bag.
Okay. He takes the map and he starts marking them off with little red circles. There is. He marks off at least 8 or 9, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so he marks off Rexentrum, Uthadurn. He marks off Port de Mali, Basis Teal, or Bices Teal.
Bastille.
Sure, that. He marks off a few more I'll have to get back to you with, because I don't know much about the east side of this place.
No worries.
Marks off Guarden. But yeah. Nicodranus. And a couple more in the south as well.
Great, thank you.
No problem. 550,000. Last offer.
That's fair.
Sell it.
No, not yet. I want to see what this puppy can do first.
Tell me you want 500 soul coins for it.
There you go. There you go.
No, I'm not going to sell it. I want to see what it can do first.
Oh, what a shame. If you change your mind, you will be able to find me or, another one of these things. And he motions to the faint blue hologram style of himself. You'll find something like this in each of those cities there if you change your mind.
I'll nod to him and tap the map and then put it back into my bag.
Well, if that is it, I guess I should be getting back to Rexentrum.
Thank you for your time.
Not a problem. Pleasure doing business with the both of you. the image of him disappears. The awning shuts, and the carriage literally levitates up, turns around, sets back down, and just starts heading back towards Rex Centrum.
Awesome.
So, from there, what would the two of you like to do? You just sitting here chilling, waiting for Jax?
Yep.
Okay. So that took probably about hour and a half of time getting through all that interaction there. Jax, you are on the road. Are you going at a normal pace, or are you using your tabaxi wiles and abilities to get there quicker?
I am using my tabaxi wiles and abilities, but I'm being stealthy, so it's going to end up being a normal pace.
Okay. Nothing major happens along your journey. However, you get about halfway to the crossroads, and you see a horseless carriage with no driver, no horse, just going down the road towards Rex Centrum.
Alrighty then. I think I know what that is, but I'm just going to stay out of its way.
Give me a perception at advantage. On the one side of it, in big letters, is painted Arcane Bob's Emporium Traveling Magic Carriage, or Magic Shop.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay out of its way and continue moving.
Alright. So it does, Ina and Khan, are you guys doing anything while you wait for Jax? Or are you just chilling?
To murder anybody passing by.
Just sharpen my horns.
Sharpening your horns. Alright. Alright, so, yeah. It takes a couple hours. Jax, you do catch up to them. It is probably about 3-4 in the afternoon. You find them pretty easily. They're still off the road, a little ways. Sitting at their camp.
I'll approach them quietly.
Give me that stealth.
Alright.
And Ina.
Load up and all that.
Yeah. Ina and Khan, you both can roll me perceptions. Ina? Alright, so Ina is just distracted by the fire. Khan, you don't notice him.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak up and just kind of sit by the fire, wait for somebody to notice me.
Well, as soon as you take a seat, Khan would notice you.
Hello, Kitty.
Khan,
Kitty.
how are you?
No, we're good. How, just staying on the low, getting out of this town.
I was doing the same. Well, I finished my business. It went well.
Wonderful.
Did you guys decide if we're waiting for Walbin and Cleek?
Didn't know if we were waiting, letting them have their rest. I know We were trying to keep them not part of the group.
I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be.
Well, Jax, you do know that Cleek was wanting to wait until the execution, which would be the next day.
Yeah, I'll pass that along then. But there's some sort of execution going on in town Cleek wanted to witness.
Such a morbid fellow.
Ina, you suddenly are no longer distracted by the fire and realize Jax has been sitting there in front of you for a couple minutes.
Well, hello there.
Hi! Glad you're finally back with us.
Sorry, I was thinking about this orb intently.
Oh, yeah? What do you do with it?
Well, it has a bunch of spells and stuff on it, and I was debating on selling it when the cart came, but I really want to see what it can do.
Did he offer you a good deal at least?
Um, 350,000 gold.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Not bad.
You could probably retire off that, actually.
Well, you know what? There's only 3 in the world left, apparently, so.
Oh, he was probably lowballing you then.
Yeah, so we'll see what it can do, and then I got a map of all the rest of his magic shops, so if we need anything in the future, we can just, mosey on there.
Oh, I was going to say set up a team and then hit them all at once. But yeah, we could mosey over there.
Yeah, well, one or the other.
Ina, you're not telling Jax the proper price he offered you on purpose, or?
Well, he went up to 425,000 and then went down by 55,000 because I wouldn't sell it. So
No, he went up to
he went up.
550,000.
Okay, I misunderstood, but yes, okay. Sorry.
No
I
worries.
think maybe you could have squeezed even more out of him.
Yeah, well, the death wards might come in handy.
That's fair. And I suppose Harvester wasn't waiting outside of town like we thought he was going to be.
No, but my guess is maybe he just traveled the way that we were originally going to go before we had to res people. But
I don't remember him saying where he was going.
no, we were saying where we were going.
Yeah, he just never came into the city with us.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Well, maybe he just left, turned around, and went somewhere else.
Oh, maybe we'll run into him again.
Yeah, at some point, I'm sure.
Kind of rude of him to bail after I paid to upgrade his armor and weapons like that.
Maybe something happened. Who knows? Maybe he got a call from his mother.
His mother.
That was clearly a joke.
No, you got Jax thinking about whether or not those robot people have moms.
Khan scratches his head,
Yes.
thinking if he has a mother.
Let's just hope it wasn't the ex-wife.
Ah,
Khan chuckles.
I don't think he'd have an ex-wife. He probably has all sorts of different settings she could turn him onto.
Fair.
Brunch.
Ah, well, I suppose we could wait here for Cleek and Walvin to get done doing whatever they're doing in town.
So we're going to stay around here for a little bit longer?
I mean, if you're not in any rush,
Nope, no rush here.
kind of would like to make sure that they make it out of the city safely.
Yes,
There was a
indeed.
little bit of commotion when I left.
Oh no. What did you do this time?
Me? Oh, nothing. It's just
Deception. Ina, insight.
15.
You definitely feel like
Yeah.
he did something.
I didn't do anything.
Ina's just gonna roll her eyes.
But, there was a guard that happened to be looking in a direction and paying a little too much attention to me, so I felt it was necessary to get rid of him.
Well, hopefully they don't send guards running down the road.
Oh, I was invisible at the time?
So he just dropped dead of his own accord?
I mean, he had an arrow sticking out of his face, but for the most part, it was of his own accord.
Fair enough. Oh, let's just hope they don't decide to go on a band tour.
I doubt it. There was, the previous day, somebody far more important died. I think they were
Oh?
probably preoccupied with that.
Who died?
The king.
Pardon?
Oh, yeah, the king. The king died.
What? Oh god, what did Harvester do? What did you do? What is Cleek doing? And Walden, oh no! Ina's gonna start to panic and grab a paper bag and start like blowing in and out of it like she's having an anxiety attack.
You get a paper bag, bro.
You know what? My
What's
bag of holding
that?
has a lot of stuff in it, okay?
I feel like it doesn't have a paper bag, though. I don't even think paper
What are
bags
my rations
exist.
being held in? But what are my rations being held in?
It would be cloth.
Okay, I'll use the cloth bag then. It'll look really silly, but I'll still do it.
Yeah, it just as you breathe in and out of this bag, it's cloth, so air can pass through it. So it doesn't really inflate at all. It just hangs limply off your face as you are breathing in and out. This is a very strange thing to witness.
Well, as for what I did, I basically made the king disappear in front of his own men. It was quite beautiful, actually. And I'm gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
How do you do magic all the time?
Oh, I buy it.
Khan wants to learn magic.
Oh, I don't know how to do magic. I pay other people to enchant things for me, like this. And I'm gonna pull one of the disintegration arrows out of my quiver.
Khan just get big eyes. Ooh.
Yeah. Ina too. Big eyes.
I have two more of these, but I used one in the dispatch of the previous monarch.
Those aren't traceable, are they?
Oh no, they're destroyed when it hits. That was the best part about it. 4 poisoned arrows struck the king, and then one of these, which disappeared his body and the previous arrows and the current arrow that was striking him.
You scare me sometimes, Jax.
Oh, I mean, you have nothing to worry about. Somebody would have to pay me an exorbitant amount of money to kill you.
Oh, I'm not worried for me. I'm worried for others.
Oh, that's fair.
You do know he said there is an amount, though. Just
I know. There's always an amount.
Like I said, exorbitant. It would have to be. It would have to be probably like a couple million gold at least.
For a lawful neutral character, you took an assassination admission quite well.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ina is not as neutral as she thought she was.
This is an alignment shift.
Considering she has very, she runs around with necrotic energy and stuff, yeah, her alignment's kind of unfortunately backfiring.
So I would say you're shifting more towards true neutral instead of lawful neutral, because lawful neutral basically means that you do whatever you want within the confines of the law.
Yeah, but what law? That also matters, because she could be following the tenets of her vows very strictly, and that could be the law that she's following, not necessarily the law of the land.
This
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
or
my
her,
laws
her
are
own
very
code of
specific.
conduct kind of thing.
which Helm is war, I believe. Correct?
Yeah.
Protection.
Yes.
Oh, protection.
Well,
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Protection of the innocent.
I mean, you don't really
The
know
king
a
was
whole
a-
lot.
The king was a super dick. Like, to be fair, my understanding of it, he was not a good man. He was very rude to me when I appeared before him as a representative of my noble house, which I know is not really a reason to kill somebody, but it felt justified.
So you killed him just like that, just because you felt like it, or
Oh no, and you know, this is between the three of us and these trees, but I did take a contract.
oh, yeah.
I can't say from who.
No, I would. Yeah, no. Ina wouldn't ask any other questions. She's just understanding that you did the job that you needed to do, and that is that.
Well, I'm happy you're so understanding, Ina, about the whole thing. Honestly, I'm surprised. I thought you would be a little more upset with me.
I've seen a lich come back to life that we did, let me tell you. And I bit my tongue then too. And I will continue to do so if needed.
For clarification, the Archlich was always alive. Well, undead kind of alive. But
Yeah, but we let him out of the box
Yeah, definitely.
to live his very happy, merry life, and I didn't hammer him. Oh.
I mean, didn't seem like he really wanted to do anybody any harm. To be fair.
That's fair, but that was a big chance Ina was taking.
Yeah, no, that is a huge chance.
Just so you know, if you ever change your mind about that, I'd totally be down to go with you to find that Demilich and dispatch him.
It's fair.
Con smash.
Yup. Alrighty. Yeah. I'm more worried about the terrible guilt that consumes me than worrying about the guilt that consumes you. So.
Honestly, I didn't know that was a problem for me.
Oh, if it's not a problem for you, then hey, have at her. Do your job.
So you're not at all concerned by the fact that I assassinated a monarch from the wall of his own citadel and walked out of the city, also murdering a captain of the guard on my way.
Oh, I'm concerned, but I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna die.
Oh, I didn't expect you to fight. I was expecting a lecture or maybe like a finger wave. Maybe you're a very bad kitty, something like that. But
you are not allowed to sit in a box for a whole week.
Jax is always bad kitty, though.
you never tell me I'm a bad kitty. You always tell me I'm a good kitty.
Con just pulls out his little bowl and pours milk in it.
Where'd you get
Oh,
milk?
that's fun.
He made
Imaginary
it.
milk.
Slides out in a chunk.
He made the milk.
Oh god.
Oh, sweet Jesus. So, it is getting about 4 o'clock in the afternoon for you guys. Are you guys are just staying there waiting for Cleek and Walbin?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll set up my stuff for camp, and like we can just hang, take turns on watch, eat food.
All right.
I can detail the execution of the king to them. My epic 200-foot, 5 shots in a row. 3 of them were crits.
Ina's just gonna cringe the entire time. Like her eyes twitching.
All right.
The shock and awe of the young guard I was standing beside as I loosed my arrows, but he was half asleep, leaning against the wall, while I was invisible.
He probably shit his pants too.
Oh, I'm sure he was fired.
Yeah, you didn't
It
kill that
probably
guy, right?
executed him.
Oh no, I did not.
He was probably executed for his
Fired. He said
incompetence.
got quartered.
All right.
Motherfucker got sent.
So if Cleek and Walbin both stay for the execution, tell you now, you guys are probably going to be there for probably like another, like 36 hours, because it's the next day. About noon is when the execution is going to happen. Then Cleek and Walbin still have to make it there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash to Harvester. I know you guys wanted to, a couple of you wanted to knock off early. So it's up to you. You can stay while I do, the day with Harvester. Or if you want to go crash, completely understand. Mitch, you're already fucking nodding off, so I get that.
I have a question.
Sure.
During the downtime, since we're going to be camped here for more than 48 hours, can I read the book of dexterity that I have?
I believe it says are you trying to stay up for 2 days straight reading it?
No, I want to get like a good 12 hours in while we're here for the next 48 hours.
Okay. I can definitely allow you to do that. In fact, at this point, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're not going to be there for 36 hours, so you can probably even get closer to like 16, unless you want to spend time talking with the boys. I will warn you, though.
Hear any more horror stories from Jax?
I will warn you that if you start reading it and you do not finish it within 6 days, you cannot benefit from it ever.
My note said 6 weeks. But it's 6 days?
I'm pretty sure it's 6 days.
Yeah, if you look it up, it's like over the course of like a week.
Okay. So I got it wrong.
Spend 24 hours over the period of... Wait, which one's this?
Over a period of 6 days or fewer, studying the book's contents and practicing blah 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 blah.
It actually depends on which book it is.
No, I'm looking at the Tome of Understanding.
Okay.
They're all the same.
No, the Tome of...
They should be.
No, Tome of Exercise is 24 hours over 3 days. So, I'm not sure which one the dexterity is. Quickness of action, I think. If you spend 48 hours over 6 days for the quickness of action, which is the dexterity one, that's how long that one is, but they're not all the same. Some of them are different.
Okay, but I'll get my first, 16 hours of reading. Con and I have been here for a while, but I'll get my first 16 hours in, I guess.
Alright, so between this point and when Cleek and Welbin show up when they want to, you will be able to get 16 hours done.
Awesome. Thank you.
Actually, you can probably get a little more than that if you want. I'd say you could probably easily spend probably closer to... You can probably get damn near 20 hours in.
Okay.
With breaks for food and whatnot, but yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so like I said, I'm going to flash to Harvester, and We're gonna spend the day with him because he's already in Blumenthal, and for him at the moment, it's he'll be waking up in the morning, pretty much the same time you guys are starting your conversation with the traveling magic shop. So, if you guys want to take off, go to bed, you're welcome to. If you want to stay, listen in, you're welcome to do that as well.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right,
you.
dude. Thanks for the game.
No problem.
Have a good night. Thanks for the game.
You guys too.
Catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.
All right, Harvester. You
Yes.
you exit your sentry mode in the morning. What would you like to do?
I'll wander down. I don't eat or drink or anything, so food isn't really, a necessity.
As you wander down the stairs, with your heavy ass thud, thud, thud coming down the stairs,
Yeah.
you notice the entire inn goes silent.
I'll wave.
The inn downstairs in the tavern area is way overcrowded. The tables are all full. There's people standing around all over the place. Some are holding their plate of food, and it looks like they're not even eating it, like they're waiting for something. And as the innkeeper notices everybody goes silent, he looks up, sees you, and he says, I told you, he is here. It's him, right? And the crowd goes wild. Everybody's like trying to rush up to you and like tries to shake your hand until I realize that's probably a bad fucking idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my hands like above the crowd, which isn't super hard because I'm pretty tall.
Yeah.
So.
At the back of the inn, however, you notice. Hold on, I gotta get a look at a token so I can get a good description here. You notice an orangish, like kind of a tannish orange tiefling at the back. He has a very perfectly manicured thin beard that comes up into a very thin mustache. He's very statuesque.
Okay.
His skin, although tannish and a little bit orange, it does not look like a spray tan. He looks more like somebody from a very hot area of the world.
Okay.
And he's got his arms crossed, and he's not jumping for joy, but he is eyeing you quite intently. He's
I'll
very
meet
well
his
dressed.
gaze.
He nods.
A nod back.
He just sits there at the back of the room for the moment. Just seems like he's waiting.
I'll entertain the crowd a little bit. Kind of answer a couple questions and things. But, I mean, before long, I'll tell them that I have business to attend to. And I'll kind of not, like, shove my way through the crowd, but, like, slowly move through the crowd. Like, this is my intent, get out of my way kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. As you move through the crowd, the first wave of shock and awe has kind of worn off, and everybody's still talking loudly and like watching you like a hawk, because they're so amazed. But they're letting you through. They're trying to be respectful of the fact you said you had business. There's a couple though of them that, as you move through the crowd, they do approach. Excuse me, Mr. Harvester, 03.
Yes.
I would just like to thank you for saving our great grandfather. Without you, we wouldn't be here. If you would like, we do have a humble home. We'd like to invite you for dinner. Or she stops and realizes the absurdity of what she just said. Or I guess that's ridiculous. But if
I can make an appearance.
She stops stammering and she gets this huge grin on her face, and her brother next to her. She says this. This is Bartholomew, and I am Mallory.
It is good to meet you.
We'll be tending our field most of the day, but whenever you'd like, if you go down the road and to the right, we have you'll come upon our fields. It's a small one, but as soon as we see you, we will definitely take the time to entertain you for the day and have some talks and whatnot.
Perhaps we could work the land. It's been quite some time.
I couldn't ask you to work.
It is not a disservice. This is what I was made for.
They look at each other and she says, well, if I'm being honest, we could really use the help.
Then so shall it be done.
Thank you very much. And she goes into a description of exactly how to find their farm.
When my business is concluded, I will come through.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you. And Mallory and Bartholomew scanter off out of the inn.
He'll wait for them to leave, kind of wave them out. And then he'll approach the tiefling. And very pointedly, I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to pull a chair and sit down.
Oh, he was standing. He was just standing at the back.
Oh. Yeah, then I'll just approach him. I thought he was sitting at a table. My bad.
Alright, now, first time tonight, I need my notebook, because I can't remember what his name is. But I know it's in here. Oh god, my notes are a mess. Ah, here it is. Hello. I hear your name is Harvester, the one of Legends, 03, if I'm correct.
This is true.
My name is Zeliar. I own a home here, and I host a party a couple times a year for nobles in the area. At these parties, we like to invite adventurers. We pay them just to come and speak with other nobles in the area. Sometimes there's jobs offered, or other types of ways to earn money. But we do pay about 5,000 gold per adventurer who agrees to come, as long as they are of, worthy of 5,000 gold.
Renown.
He said, yes, renown's a good word for it. I was wondering if you would like to attend. It's happening about 2 days from now.
I could probably come by.
Wonderful, wonderful. Somebody such as yourself would definitely make a splash.
I need to reacquaint myself with the area.
Of course. If you'd like, I could give you a tour myself, if you'd like.
No, I think I'd rather walk the streets by myself.
That is
It's
fair.
been a very long time, you see.
That sounds glorious.
This place was but a hamlet when I left it.
Yes, it has been quite some time, hasn't it?
Yes.
Well, I look forward to seeing you. We do pay our adventurers about halfway through the party to make sure that they stay. Not every adventurer
course.
is of the most honest, but legends such as yourself, I assume that you are quite honorable.
I do not go back on my word.
Very well. I will look forward to seeing you then. I may see you around town before then. I do quite a bit of business here.
Of course. We'll speak more later.
For sure. He said he goes on to give you directions to where his house is, and he does say, not trying to be rude to the other people of this great town, but mine will be easy to find. It is by far the largest.
Very well. I'll be sure to come by.
Have yourself a good day, Mr.
You as
Harvester.
well.
And he bows and turns to leave the tavern.
Yeah, I'll give him the return bow as he kind of leaves.
It has been
Interesting.
quite some time since you have used this bow, as it is one you would know from Blumenthal, but it hasn't changed. When you see him do it, it kind of flashes in your memory, and I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You do an
Fair.
expert job of it, considering how long you've been gone.
Hmm. But yeah. Once he kind of leaves, I'll mill about the room a little bit, kind of meet some people, learn some names, like, kind of not reassert myself into the population, but like kind of feel it out, kind of people they are, kind of things like that.
Okay.
Just maybe like spend an hour, and then yeah, after that I'll just kind of meander a little bit, and then I'll go to the farm itself that I said I would make an appearance at.
It takes you about half an hour once you leave, in an attempt to find it. It has grown to a decent size, and I mean, but it is farmland, so there's lots of properties that take a while to walk past.
Fair.
As you near the edge of a cornfield, there is a fence. In this fence, you see some cows. However, considering the size of this plot and the size of the fenced area for the cows, the number of cows seem to be quite small.
Hmm.
However, as you continue to walk, you do notice at the other end of the fence, Bartholomew is putting out some feed in a trough for the cows.
Fair. I'll approach.
As you come towards him on the property, he's like, Mallory, he's here. She comes out of the house. As you approach, and she gets up to next to her brother, she does a curtsy. She's like, it is nice to see you, Mr. Harvester. I'm glad you were able to make it.
Of course. And we'll have none of that. I command no more respect than you or your brother.
It is mere manners and pleasantry. I'm sure they used to do the same sort of thing in this town when you were here.
Not to us.
Well, then that should definitely not have been the case.
It was understandable. We were young. Many of us were still developing our personalities.
I see.
Tell me, what happened to my brethren?
She kind of looks down at her feet, kind of plays, her hands kind of fiddling a little bit. There were some dark times after you left. She says there's still there's a couple new ones, but the originals, as we call them, after you left, some had just rusted out in the fields and were unable to be repaired. Others tried to take on some dark creatures, such as you did, and they were not nearly as successful, unfortunately.
It's a shame.
It is.
I'm surprised Hupperduk didn't keep up their end of the bargain.
That was the creator, right?
Well, yeah, the gnomes of Hupperduk created us originally.
Right,
and
okay.
sent us here. We were prototypes of a new harvesting type unit. And they were supposed to come and give us regular maintenance and things.
Well, that's the thing. They did. But unfortunately, it got to a point where they even though they tried to maintain maintenance, unfortunately, got to a point where the parts were harder and harder to come by. Sometimes, even if they had the part, it was almost like the unit had given up, if you will. They'd replace the part, and for some reason it would just never come back online, for lack of a better term.
Interesting. Do you know what happened to them after? Their bodies.
Well, hold on a sec. What was your the creator's name? You had a specific one, I believe.
I don't think I actually had a specific.
Yeah, Wizendorf Pettybrick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I've got some GM notes on your shit here.
Okay.
Um, she says, well, he did take a couple of them, and some of them I believe he just put in the barn, surrounded by bales of hay. It wasn't really a burial per se, but he thought that they'd like to be near some of the crops and growth from the farms. So a couple of them he did keep in a barn, just surrounded by bales of hay every year, fresh hay.
Interesting. I would like to see them. Not at this moment, but
Well, we can take you there, but nobody's really heard from him in a few months. Nobody really knows where he is.
leave that to me.
It seems he sort of disappeared, but at the same time that we've started having strange issues among the farms.
Kind of issues.
We've had livestock go missing or mutilated. She looks over towards her own field. We used to have 4 more cows than we have now.
Interesting. I'll look into this as well.
Well, I mean, I would appreciate that, but you don't have to. You have done plenty for this town, and
It is what I do.
as you cut her off, she kind of looks down. Okay. I'm sure we would all be grateful for the help, to be quite honest.
Very well then. We shall rectify this situation.
The brother Bartholomew, he takes his mug and he just dips it into the water trough of the cows and downs the glass.
I mean, it's probably not unusual activity. So I don't make any real note of it.
Yeah. As he finishes the
You know.
mug, he's like, well, I mean, if you guys wish to talk for a while longer, by all means, I will not begrudge my hardworking sister conversation, but, sis, you know where to find me. And he picks up a scythe, very large one, often used for cutting through, probably the corn stalks is what you're thinking.
Or wheat. One or the other.
There's not a whole lot of wheat on this farm. It's mostly corn.
Fair enough.
Corn and cow.
Then to work. I've missed working the land.
She says, well, okay. And she's like, if you want to follow him, he'll show you where you're heading, and I'm going to go get the mule and our get the mule strapped to the cart.
Very well. And I'll follow her brother.
As he heads out to the field, taking you with him, he says, it's my sister is well, we thank you greatly for your help here. We do tend to need a little more help than she's letting on, to be honest with you. She just doesn't want to bother you.
Your cows look. Now, did their cows look sick or just underfed?
Neither. The cows that are there look healthy.
Okay, because you said they were kind of small.
No. The amount
the
of
herd.
cows.
You mean the herd?
Yeah.
Okay.
The amount of
Fair
cows is small for the size of the fenced-in area.
No, that's fair. The loss of 4 cows was not easy on a smaller farm.
You got that right. We don't know what to do. Like, we 2 of them we ended up chopping up, but I mean, they were a couple years younger than when we wanted to sell them off, so we didn't get the amount of price we would for those, and then the other 2 disappeared. There was no holes in the fence, and no idea where they could have gone.
Be wary eating the meat. Some creatures leave unsavory effects behind.
Yeah, I'll be honest, they didn't taste that great.
You're lucky.
What do you mean?
Some creatures leave a lasting illness behind when they eat a corpse. Poisons, toxins, things like that. Diseases.
Well, what kind of creature are you thinking?
I am unsure as of yet, but the unknown nature of it would lead me to be careful if I were to imbibe. There's a lot of things in this world, and given the circumstances with my former creator, I believe they may be magical in nature to some degree.
It's kind of a look of worry spreads across his face. It's like,
If you've had no ill effects as of yet, then there probably will be none. This is why I say you're lucky.
he gets a look of relief now, and he says, "Oh, I appreciate that. If you're able to find anything, I'd be even more appreciative of that."
I will look into it. For sure.
You're an excellent, and he starts to say man, and then he pauses. Then he goes, Matt, harvester.
Yes.
The legends seem to be true. And he pauses as you guys get to the edge of the cornfield. He says, this is the area of the land we're working today. There's a rather large section that is ready to be harvested.
Very well. Roughly how big is this plot? Would you say?
I don't even know what the size of an acre is.
You remember Nan's house? Well, Grandpa's house.
Like great grandpa's, like on the on Laidlaw.
Grandpa Beck. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's about the size of their property.
That's an acre.
Yeah, that's 1 acre.
All right. So the cornfield is probably about you're looking at like 15 acres.
Oh, okay.
But there's about a section of 1 acre that looks like it's probably ready to be harvested.
I'll be able to whip this off in no time. Yeah, I'll just hold my hand out to the kid. Allow me.
He's probably in his like mid 20s or so.
I mean, compared to my
compared to you. Yeah.
I'll just be like, allow me. And then I will kind of like shrug back my cloak and things, get all ready, and like I'm just gonna fucking go ham. Like a whirling blade of fucking claws. Just cut through this fucking field. I mean, I used to do this shit for a living every day, all day, for years.
Yeah,
so,
no, that's fair.
I'm just gonna I'll probably be able to whip this. If it's only an acre, I bet you $5 I could probably whip it off in like half an hour to an hour.
God.
You know, and given if I have to use action economy every 6 seconds, I'm going to I have 4 attacks in 6 seconds, so I'll just be like,
God
and
damn.
just fucking cut this bitch down and just keep it going.
So as you're about to start, Mallory gets there with the mule and cart, and she gets there just in time to see your first swipe. And Bartholomew was getting ready to start taking some down with his scythe, and then he sees how quick you're going. He's like, "Holy shit, Mary, start pulling the ears off," and you start going ham. And he just drops his scythe, and as you're dropping these stalks, they're grabbing them, ripping the ears off, throwing them into the cart, just constantly.
Mm.
And yeah, so it doesn't take you long at all. But now they could not keep up with you pulling the ears off these stalks. So they've got maybe a tenth of the ears in the cart by the time you're done cutting the field.
Fair. When I am done, I will kind of gather a bunch into a pile, and then I will take one of my claws, and I will just run down the corn stalk and just start cutting them off, and kind of sort of processing them, and just start, to speed the process.
He is absolutely amazed. Inside of probably about 2 hours, by the time everything has been cut down and ears sheared off into the cart, they look at each other and what? They look up at the sun. They're like, "What time is it? Oh my god, it's probably only about noon. We can get these to market today."
Yes, you could.
We appreciate
Should have
everything.
seen us. You should have seen us in our prime when all of us were together. We could clear an entire field in half a day.
I have no doubt. That was amazing.
We're also quite good at slaughtering and processing animals.
It's like, well, I do wish you ate, because we would make you some amazing steaks and corn tonight. But is there anything else we could do for you? You just did a day and a half's work in 2 hours.
Perhaps once you guys return from market, you could tell me of your great-grandparents, you said?
Yes, yes, it was, George and Clara, if you remember them.
I remember them all.
Well, we would love to tell you some stories. And, Bartholomew says, yeah, I would love to tell you stories as well. We have plenty.
Good. I'm glad they lived long lives.
Yes, that they did. Unfortunately, some of the others that were his friends that you saved, some of them not so much.
Sadly, death comes for all of us.
This is true. But if you wish to know some about them, I'm sure we have at least 1 or 2 stories of each of them as well, if you'd like to hear them.
Of course. If you wish, I will tend to your beasts while you are gone.
I mean, I'm sure they could use the company, but I'm pretty sure they have everything they really need for the day. But by all means, you are more than welcome to hang here if you'd like, or, I mean, I'm sure everybody clamoring in the village could possibly get annoying. So it is up to you. Do what you wish. We appreciate
They
the help.
refer to me as a legend, but I was just doing what I was designed for.
They look surprised. I didn't know that harvesters were made for taking out entire nests of vampires single-handedly.
We were created to protect the land that we work, which is why we are so hardy. Secondary function.
Ah.
I
Wow.
did grow to care for your grandparents deeply. And their friends.
Well, I'm sure they would be glad to see you coming back. Even if it is just for a short time. Are you planning on staying a while?
A few days, I'm waiting for my adventuring friends.
Ah, I see. Well, hopefully we will get to meet them as well. They must be mighty to be traveling with yourself.
They are very capable. This is true. I believe I may need their aid in figuring out what's going on.
I see. Well, we should get these to market. Again, we appreciate everything.
It was no trouble.
Yeah, so you are welcome to stay here. If you wish to go into town, you can always travel with us. It's up to you. But we should probably get going so we can get there and sell some crop before the day's out.
Of course. I will stay here. As I said, it's been a while since I walked the fields.
Very well.
And I'll kind of wave them off as they go. And then I'll go mill about the animals. Kind of, like I said, walk the fields, kind of reacquaint myself with the earth. You know.
Okay.
Find new growths, trees, things like that weren't there. You know. Stuff like that. Just kind of, like I said, it's been a while since he's been home. So he's, you know. And given that, like, there was a large space of time there that he, you know, kind of lost track of, you know. He wants to reacquaint himself with everything.
Sure. How long would you like to spend wandering around?
I mean, like, I'll keep an eye out for when they return, you know, and I'll, like, make my way back,
Okay.
you know.
So you are basically staying, like, on their property area?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll, like, walk the border between, like, them and the next and stuff like that. I won't, like, traipse into somebody else's field.
Fair.
I mean, I'm not scared about what they'll do to me, but, like, I'm not looking to damage crops or anything. I'm fairly large, so...
So as you wander around, you get a nostalgic feeling. A lot of things look very different, but many of the property lines are still where they used to be. Along the border, there's, you know, a good stretch of bits of grass between along the borders of each property. Roll me a perception check.
$17.
The next field over, it has wheat, and you hear a child shouting.
Are they distressed cries?
You hear, "You're never gonna catch me!"
Oh, they're playing games. Fair enough.
All of a sudden, a child bursts out of the wheat field and comes to a dead stop and stares at you.
I'll just kind of hold my hands up in a non-threatening manner.
He kind of smiles and waves.
I'll return the wave.
As he's waving, another child bursts forth from the field, not realizing that the first child has stopped running and is standing just outside the wheat field. He bursts out and immediately trips over the other one. They both fall into a heap on the ground.
Okay.
Hey, you big jerk. Pay attention. How was I supposed to know you were standing right there? Like, come on, man. Like, thought you were still running away.
Children.
And then he looks up and notices you. And his eyes go wide. And you see him whisper something to his brother. And his brother nods. And they both kind of like get up and slowly walk over towards you. Are you a harvester unit? We haven't seen you before.
I am. The last of my kind, apparently.
Last of your kind, bud. There's still 2 more that work the fields sometimes around here.
They're different, from what I understand.
Is any of your metal showing, by the way?
No, it's just like, I mean, besides like, well, even my claws kind of have burlap kind of over top of like the actual metal part. No, I look like a massive scarecrow, essentially.
But with your searing blades, they look a little different, right?
They do. They're a little bit more ornate. They look a lot sharper. They don't have the wear and tear of the original blades that the harvester units were originally given. I was kind of special.
The younger child kind of looks at your claws, and he kind of looks at you almost for permission as he reaches to touch it, but not the sharp side. He's reaching for like the back side of it.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll kind of curl it in a little bit to make sure the blade stays away, because it's probably gonna like cut off a finger if he fucks up.
That's fair. He looks at it, and as he's looking at these claws, he's like, these are different than the 2 that are normally around here. And then suddenly his eyes go wide, and he looks at his brother. Is this who I think it is? The older brother kind of gets closer and looks, and he's like, Harvester, what's your unit number?
03.
Both of their eyes go wide.
Unit batch 001.
Their eyes go wider. You saved a bunch of people in this town from monsters, didn't you?
I did. Vampires.
What was it like?
What was like?
What was this area like? What were the people like? What were the monsters like?
It was a smaller town then. Not but a collection of 12 or 15 houses. All farms. And the monsters were pressing. This was why we were designed. We tended the fields and protected the crops and land.
The older kid pipes up. Man, I thought you were like just a story people told to make the children feel safe here. I can't believe you're actually real.
I am.
And he kind of just goes silent, and his brother is asking all kinds of questions, ranging from where you've been to why you're here now. Just a wide array of like 6-year-old style questions.
I'll answer them. It really doesn't bother Harvester that much because, like, you know, I mean, talking is new for him. Like, he understands the concept of language. He understands how to make the sounds and things, but like, he's never had the ability to speak. his vocal processor's always been defective, so
That's fair.
but he'll entertain the child's questions and answer them to the best of his ability.
As you're finishing answering his last question, he looks like he's about to ask another one, and all of a sudden you hear a woman's voice. Boys! Boys! Come on! It's time for dinner!
You should run along. You need sustenance.
Yeah, I am kind of hungry. I hope to see you again soon, Mr. Harvester 03, Unit Batch 0001.
I will be in town for a time.
My
Perhaps
mother's
you will.
never gonna believe this.
Run along.
Bye! And he waves, and the older kid's like, as his younger brother runs off, the other one's about 11. He's like, man, you have more patience than I do.
Yes.
Well, you have a good day. And he turns and runs back through the wheat field.
I'll nod as they leave, and then continue on my way.
So you probably spend a good, like, 20, 30 minutes answering this young child's questions.
Hmm.
But you continue to walk the property. You hear the cows mooing, in a normal manner. You find new trees. You even see a couple that are very similar in where they were to some you saw back in your day when you were here. Except they have grown to be like 60, 70, 80 feet tall.
Hmm. Much time has passed.
Nothing much else of note happens. It gets to be a couple hours later. You probably...
Actually,
Yeah?
I mean, just while I'm kind of out and about, do I notice while I'm wandering, like, if I can find out, like, a point of, like, death where their animals were killed?
I would say... make me a survival check.
24.
As you're wandering, you get back near the other side of the cow fence, and you do notice there's some blood on one of the posts. And although it is definitely dried and soaked in, you also notice a strange, almost like finger marks through it, all over it. Then it is dried like that.
Interesting. Are there any tracks around in that area, and which side is it on? Is it kind of like...
It's on the inside of the fence.
Okay.
But there are a couple drops that you noticed at first on the rail that is attached to the post, which is how you were able to find the bigger bloodstain on the post on the inside.
Fair enough. But yeah, are there any tracks on the ground?
I'm gonna say a survival at disadvantage because it's been a while. It's definitely been a few days since this happened.
21.
Oh damn. Okay. You do find some small impressions in the grass. It has rained since. There's been wind, but this one, there's you find a couple spots where it seems to have been like something had flattened the grass in this area. Some of the blades and twigs in the area had kind of been snapped.
Interesting. It's probably a long shot. Can I get a sense of size, roughly?
Well, that roll, you're not really 100% sure, because if somebody's sneaking, they'll often sneak on the balls of their feet, right? So they might be small footprints, or it might just be somebody trying to sneak. But again, because it has been a few days and it has rained and so on, you can't really get a full impression of
fair.
Of the footsteps.
I guess what I'm going for is this like a large like I was just kind of trying to get a sense of if it's a large beast or some sort of larger creature, like I don't know, like an ogre or like a werewolf or something, But if
you definitely don't see any heavy impressions, I can give you that much.
So it's more, I'm thinking more like a humanoid stature kind of at this point. Like, and now of course this is just me,
Yeah, no,
I'm investigating this, trying to gather some clues, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely give that one to you. It definitely seems like it was probably anywhere from a small to a larger medium-sized creature. You can't really tell, but it is.
No,
it
but
looks
that's
probably humanoid.
Okay, that does give me an idea though. So someone of humanoid stature, essentially.
Yes.
Okay, so that actually narrows it down a little bit more, because like Harvester's not the most educated. He doesn't know like a whole codex of beasts, but it'll give him an idea of kind of what he's looking for, where to start at least.
For sure.
But yeah, barring any other information I could glean from that, I will probably make my way back. Oh, there wasn't any like fucky shit with the actual land around, was there? Like
No.
Necrotic shit,
No.
Dead stuff. Okay. Cool. I was just checking, just making sure. Fair enough. But yeah, I'll make my way back to like their front porch or whatever. And I'll just kind of hang out afterwards.
As you're coming back to the house, they are coming back up the laneway. You see they do still have some of the ears of corn left, but they got rid of quite a bit of it.
Good haul.
As they come up, there's also a Bartholomew is walking beside the cart, and Mallory is riding atop it. He has a package under his arms.
Interesting.
He gets to the front porch. Give me 1 sec.
No sweat.
I'm Audi Le Peeps.
Bye, man.
Alright, man. Thanks for coming.
GG, boys. Good
Peace,
game.
bro.
Take it easy, bro. He walks up to you, and he hands you a package.
What's this?
Says this is a thank you. We noticed that that hat you have is All right, wait. Are you still wearing a hat? You're not,
Yeah.
are you?
I am. I kept it. It's in my bag.
I thought you got rid of it when with your original burlaps.
Oh no. When I was leaving the city, I stuffed all of that stuff in my bag. I was just looking for something fresher that wasn't bloodstained. The hat has always been a mainstay, though.
He hands you a hat. Says, this is a thank you. You know, we would offer you dinner, but you can't eat. We thought that maybe we could get you something though. We sold plenty of corn, and we just happened to be walking by a shop on the way home and found this amazing hat. He pulls it out, and it looks like the hat of a scarecrow, except it is nice and pristine.
This is much appreciated. And I'll trade out the old one for the new one.
As you put it on, you hear a voice in your head. You have shown great promise, my child. You should... sorry, give me 1 sec. You should take heart in knowing that you will be my champion one day. I want you to roll me a religion.
I'm not very religious. Hang on.
At advantage, actually.
Ha! That's probably good, because that was a big 2.
That... You feel like that is probably the voice of Melora.
I won't outwardly say anything. I'll just nod. The sentiment is there. I don't want people to think I'm talking to myself, though. You know.
As you put it on and you hear this voice, Bartholomew and Mallory are quite pleased that you seem to like it. It looks very good. I'm glad we could do something for all your help.
It is appreciated, though not required. My duty was to this town.
We got it for a steal. Not literally, of course. But, I mean, considering the looks of it, we were shocked at how cheap it was. There were others that were more expensive, but we thought this would probably suit you quite well. And it does. You look wonderful.
Much appreciated.
She says, I must go make dinner. But if you wish, Bartholomew can always start the conversation. You can come in if you'd like.
Very kind. And yeah, I'll go in. You know, try not to be overly like awkward or anything, and you know, like break anything.
She's about to offer you a chair, and then she thinks for a moment. And you could definitely tell she's looking around. She's like, "Would you like to?" And then she starts looking at her furniture.
It's quite all right. I weigh close to 400 pounds. On the higher side, most likely. I will stand.
She feels a little awkward about that. Her guest is going to have to stand.
We were not designed for house interiors.
That's
And most
fair.
beings are not of our weight category, given that we are made of alloys and metals. And I also have added armor since then.
They excuse me. They begin regaling you with stories of the elder generations. They do say, hold on, I gotta open your sheet to look at my GM notes real quick. They tell you of their grandparents, George and Clara. You know, the generations of the family tree, and they pull out a book that has the family tree in it. And you can see that George and Clara were quite busy when they weren't in the fields. There is a slew of children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. She goes on to tell you that some of her brothers and sisters had either passed away or moved away throughout the years of their generation. They are the only ones who are left tending the land. A few years ago, their mother and father had taken ill and died. They tell you some stories about Sarah and Brian, but I would like you to roll a history check at advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
That's an 11.
You realize that out of all the children you saved, there's one name that hasn't been mentioned as of yet.
Which one?
Evangeline.
I'll inquire about her.
As you ask about Evangeline, they both kind of go silent and look at each other. She had some dark times, to be quite honest. We haven't heard anything from her, and nobody has, in a very, very long time. She left when she was in her mid-20s. She caused all kinds of problems in the town. She was so full of anger and fear all the time. We believe when she ran, we're not sure if she just disappeared or if she ran, I should say. But she killed her family, or at least they were dead when people went to go check on the farm, so the story says. But she had 2 children. The word around town had been that she was quite abusive and mean-spirited. She would scream at them in public just for being children, and saying about how they have no idea what it's like to have actual hardships. The man she married, his name was Bellamdu. He was a kind man, and Evangeline was very beautiful. So he thought he pulled the for lack of a better term, he got lucky. She treated him so horribly. He would often show up with bruises and cuts, and always said it was an accident on the farm, but people had their suspicions. Eventually, they hadn't heard from anybody on the farm in quite some time, and someone went to check. It was actually great grandpa George. All of the survivors that you saved, they knew what she was like, but they felt bad for her. And they did try to help her, I was told.
She was the first to go missing.
Well, she went missing again, but this time there was more bodies. Her whole family was massacred.
Interesting.
They had to bring in a special investigator from Rexcentrum. Story is that they believe whoever did do this took great joy in it. It was apparently a very ghastly scene.
Interesting. Does their home stand vacant?
It's wasn't more than a year or so after that a fire ripped through the house. But a year after all this had happened. It's there, but it's in shambles. Much of it has collapsed. Somebody else does own the property now. They left the house as it was. Some believe it's cursed. They built another house on the property, on the opposite side of the property.
I'll have to speak to these people. I wish to check it out.
I assume that you know where the where her house was.
I remember. It's grave news.
So at this time, they've already eaten their steaks and corn, and they've been talking with you for probably about 3 or 4 hours since they got home. Dinner was a couple hours ago. They've been talking and whatnot.
You seem like nice folk, and I would like to do something for you.
But you've already done so much.
I take care of my own. And I'm going to pull out... you know what? Because it's not super hard to come by, and I don't really use a lot. I will pull out 3,000 gold pieces. And I'll set it on the table.
So this takes you about 20 minutes of just reaching in your bag of holding and just putting gold on the table.
Well, I will... One second here. Yeah, I'll just, tell them to give me, a thing. Like a crate, if they got one.
And this is before you start pulling the gold out?
Yeah.
They're a little confused by this. She goes into the pantry. She's like, well, I mean, this is what we've put some of our corn in, but we still have 3 more crates in here, so here you go. Confused.
Yeah, and I'll just, start shoveling it out, essentially.
After you get your first handful of gold out, they're in shock, and Mallory starts weeping. Please, this is plenty. Like,
No, you will.
this is
You
years
will
of
grow
wages.
your farm. You will grow your farm. You'll employ those with no jobs.
Bartholomew is holding his sister as she weeps, happy tears, like uncontrollably. And he's even starting to well up. And he says, "You have no idea what this means to us. You truly don't."
I have no real need for it. We are fairly well outfitted, and I want for nothing. This gold collects dust, and it can be put to use better in your hands than mine.
As they look at this crate of gold. And Bartholomew is like, it looks like he's doing calculations in his head. And he looks to his sister. He says, "We can buy that vacant farm on the other side of town with this, and still have enough left over to hire at least 40 workers for a few years." And
May I make a suggestion?
yes, of course.
Go slow. Build up to it. It's best not to put all your chips on one bet right away.
He thinks, and he's like, "You're not wrong."
Take a couple years to grow. Begin making money at a more lucrative pace. And then I would suggest buying the land before it is bought up. Just go slow. Add workers as you gain a larger profit margin.
Yes, of course. That's great advice. Thank you so much.
Of course. It is what I do.
And the sister looks at her brother and she says, "We should spread a little bit of this among the other good people whose farms are struggling." The brother says, "Yes, I like that idea. We could help Blumenthal a lot with this gold."
Good.
They are basically speechless at this point. Like, they're
That's fair.
thinking, but they're like staring at this gold and like trying to think of exactly how they could help Blumenthal and other struggling farmers, how they could grow their farm.
Yeah.
The Bartholomew, the sister's more thinking about the people. Bartholomew is like trying to like come up with a bit of a business plan in his head on how to make this work.
You have much to consider. I shall take my leave of you. For now.
If you'd like, we are more than happy to let you stay here if you need a place to rest.
Well, I wish to walk the town a bit.
Of course, come and go as you please.
Very well. I will most likely hold up in the barn.
I mean, you don't have to stay out there. You could stay in here if you wish, but if you're more comfortable there, it is up to you.
There's a chance I will break things in your home. And I'd rather not.
That is fair.
I'll kind of motion the claws. You know. I imagine they probably cut through wood like butter. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, especially with that
you know.
fire damage.
And they're +3, so it's like,
And fucking
you know,
razor blades.
pretty much, yeah. Like they are, like fucking deadly. Like I could shave wood, you know.
Cut through steel at the right angle.
Yeah, like rend armor at least, and bone and flesh, and so like any sort of fabrics they have, or wooden furniture and shit. Like I'd literally have to stand in a corner. At least out in a barn, I could kind of move around and shit, you know.
5 mini katanas on each hand.
Pretty much.
that also do fire.
Yeah. When they're activated, like that's I do have to activate them. So at least there's that. But still, regardless, even without the fire, it's like, you know, mundane shit doesn't really hold up. But yeah, he will bid them goodnight and kind of, yeah, just kind of wander the town. Like, get more acquainted, because he didn't spend much time in, like, the central hub of town, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
He'll just kind of wander it, kind of, you know, see the new houses and things. Kind of peruse down and check out where that farm is they were talking about.
The vacant farm, or the
yeah, Evangeline's family's farmstead prior to.
So
you know, he's not going to intrude on their land, but he's going to just kind of, you know, take a gander.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you walk through town, and everything is very, very different. You do come upon a small house, however. It is extremely familiar to you, so much so you don't even have to roll a history check. You know who this belongs to. This is the house of Wissendorf Pettybrick.
Interesting. Does it stand unattended?
It is dark. There's one window. It is a very old construction, but it's not dilapidated. It looks like it's been taken care of, but it also looks like nobody's been there for a while.
Interesting. I don't want to start poking around just yet, because I am by myself. And if there is any hinky shit in there, that could be bad. It'd be better to have the group at my back if I'm going to start exploring something and investigating something.
Yes, that is true.
You know? Because, like, not only just that, like, if things go south, like, they are, like, certain other members of my party are better at searching and finding hidden things and such. So, you know, and I mean, Harvester realizes this because he's seen it on multiple occasions, you know. So he's just going to kind of, he'll make note, kind of walk the perimeter of the property, see what he can see from the outside, and then he'll kind of continue on his way.
Okay. It like I said, it does look quite similar, but definitely been kept up. It is dark. But down the street, the tavern you spent the night at is kind of popping. People outside with some drinks. It does look not as busy as it did in the morning, but you get the feeling that it is still quite busy. Lots of people who haven't got to see you yet that heard you're in town would probably be there waiting for you to show back up.
Yeah, I'll probably wind down my night and just kind of mill about the townsfolk at the tavern. Kind of answer their questions, tell them stories, you know, things like that.
Give me a performance for your storytelling.
Fair enough. That's not probably going to be good. Man. So 3. Yeah. I mean, he's not much of the
Yeah.
storyteller, you know.
So you do a horrible job at storytelling. However, many of these people are still enthralled because they are being told stories very badly by a fucking legend.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very monotone, like, you know. Though he does have a vocal processing unit, it's very, like, flat,
100%.
you know. Like,
throughout the night, there are no bar fights happen, nothing crazy. A couple people get too drunk and, you know, stumble out into the street and fall over, that kind of thing. But
yeah.
nobody really wants to start any shit with the legendary harvester right there, right?
Yeah.
But as the night goes on, you probably got there about like roughly 10:30, 11. About 1 in the morning. The last of the people are either passed out on the tables, or you know, there's probably a couple more that are still listening to you, and asking questions. But you can tell they're getting to the point where they're about to head out.
That's fair. I will kind of come to a close, you know, and then I'll bid them good night. I will flip the bartender another gold coin, and I will leave.
Oh, Mr. Harvester, you're not staying with us tonight?
I have come across other accommodations.
Well, it'll be a shame that you're not here, but I mean, I saw what it was like this morning and this evening. I'm sure that somebody like you might be used to the attention, but being, you know, coming home, I'm sure you want a little more peace and quiet as well.
The attention is not unwelcomed, though. It is not my preference. I didn't do what I did for fame.
Which makes you all the better of a harvester for it. And he chuckles at his own joke.
Be well, friend.
You as well, Mr. Harvester. Have a good night.
And I'll walk out. And then I'll make my way back.
It takes you until about 2:30 to get back to the farm.
That's fair. Did I get a sense? I don't imagine, because I forgot to ask about it, but where those other harvester units were? And who owned them? Or if they were just kind of...
They would have told you that nobody really owns them. They go farm to farm, whoever really needs the help. You know, because certain farms have certain seasons they harvest in. Not everything gets harvested in fall, of course, right? You know, corn is like closer to summer, and you know, that kind of thing. So they pretty much just go wherever they're needed.
That's fair.
They were scheduled to. They were expected to come to the farm of Bartholomew and Mallory within the next couple days. You kind of did a lot of that work, though. They are at a different corn field, though, is what they told you currently.
Fair enough. Then yeah, I will head back then. Given that it is so late, I'm not gonna like go looking for him at this hour. But I will go back, kind of make it to the farm. I won't intrude into the house. I will go straight to the barn and just kind of mill about for a little bit. When it comes in regards to what I was tinkering,
Sure. What you
now
got?
that I'm here, now it's nothing super. What's it called? Like huge or whatever, but Harvester is going to like try and kind of make himself fingers
I see.
that he can use on occasion when he doesn't need, you know,
so
the
like
blades
you,
all
so
the
you can
time.
like detach your searing blades and put a hand on.
Well, not so much like, because like the searing blades, like the way that it's set up is he has a palm, right? And those blades are mounted on the palm. But what he's trying to do is kind of make it so that there's like a coupling that kind of fits over that he can like attach fingers to, and it'll still run off of the same mechanical setup that he already has.
Okay.
You know? But it'll let him to be a little bit more articulate at times when needed.
Okay.
And like, I know it's an early thing, so I'm willing to take the time to work on it, you know, but the idea is that they're going to be like easy to snap on and off kind of thing, you know, like I could fit them in and they'll like, you know,
snap
be
on
able to
fingers,
work.
huh?
Pretty much, yeah, you know. So like for example, if we're in the middle of like, you know, some shit and we have a time frame and I need to do something that's articulate because the others aren't there, or, you know, I'm doing it because fucking, you know, I have resistance to certain things or whatever, you know, or I'm just beefier, then at least I can still do it, you know.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, how would these fingers work? Like, are they just like, you know, fingers that are like slightly curved, or do they have hinges so they can move?
Yeah, they would be jointed. Like, that's why I said I'm willing to take the time to work on them, because they're going to be like fully articulated fingers essentially, you know. And they'll have like a little like a port, and then they'll just kind of like fit in where the other harvester blades fit in.
Okay.
Essentially, you know.
So a couple questions. First, you have tinkerer's tools, correct?
Tinker's tools and blacksmith's tools.
Cool.
Proficiency with
Okay.
both.
So what I'm
Yeah.
going to say is, like how I had Jax working on a plans for a bow.
Yeah.
He was making. He didn't really have proficiency in it, or like anything that could really help him, I don't think. So what I'm going to say is, you do have proficiency as tinkerer's tools, so you could do like a. You'd have to make plans first.
Yeah.
And then you could get the materials and work on them yourself, or pay somebody else to work on them. Up to you.
Fair enough.
Now, what you want to do, though, is quite more extensive than just making a bow like Jax is, because
for sure.
Because you gotta, like, you know, the working parts of it, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of fine inner workings essentially, you know. So.
All right, so I'm gonna say you're going to have to make. Yeah, see, I think I'll probably go with this one. Like, Jax, the compound bow he's trying to make. He has to have 30 successes on his plans. You will be able to, for each hour you work on it, you will get to try once. The DC is going to be 15, so this is all stuff you're going to probably want to put in your sheet somewhere.
Yeah, I'm already how many checks am I gonna have to make? Sorry.
It is 30 for the plans, and then it'll probably be less for, I'm gonna say probably 15 of probably a bit higher DC to actually create them. Like 30 is for creating the plans, and then 15 for of probably a DC 18 to actually create the items themselves. And I would say that 3 successes when you're creating the items is going to give you one finger.
Nope. I'm gonna start with the middle finger. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, I wrote fingers, tinkering, 30 plans check, DC 15, 15 creation checks, DC 18 so far. Yeah, and I did have plans that I wanted to work on for a secondary thing, although that one is definitely going to be more extensive.
Well, not like anybody's here. Let me hear it.
I would like to find some way to create a new forearm for myself.
How you mean?
Essentially, what I want it to be is I want a hidden hand cannon hidden behind it. Okay.
Hidden hand cannon.
Yeah, essentially. Like, okay, so have you ever watched Berserk?
I think I have. Like, I know I recognized Stug. Well, Guts.
Guts. Yeah.
When Mitch put his picture up, so I think I've seen it, but it was a long time ago.
So at the very end of the original anime, and in the manga, because it's like fucking Berserk is like one of my all-time favorites. So, but it seems kind of fitting. Guts lost his arm, and somebody built him a mechanical one, right? But there was a hidden cannon inside of it. It had like one shot, essentially. It could be reloaded and stuff like that, but like he would always keep one shot hidden in there, ready to go. It was protected inside of a housing and everything. But essentially, like the forearm itself, you'd have all the stuff in there. He was still able to articulate around it. When you pulled on a drawstring, essentially, the hand itself would kind of hinge open, revealing the cannon.
Okay.
And then there was a secondary button which would fire the cannon. But the button only works when the hand is actually open. So, but essentially that's what I'm looking to build.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to take the whole repeating crossbow aspect of it, because that seems like a little much, but especially given, you know, like, I mean, because basically we have the same level of technology, I believe, as that show and manga do, given that it's like,
I could see that.
You know, so like that's what I'm looking to build essentially. Now, of course, the hand itself, you know, would be my hand, so I'd be using that. It's just the forearm I'm going to have to rebuild, really.
Okay. So now when you say hand cannon, are you talking like a mini cannonball, or are you just talking
like a hand mortar? Like, from the gunslinger, it's like a hand mortar.
Okay, so you kind of point it like angled up and it shoots a shell.
Well, sort of. It's like a cannon, but
all right, hold on a sec.
Yeah.
I'm just looking up pictures right now.
No sweat.
So it does fire like a cannonball type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's just like really large, and like the mechanics of it, because I'm using the gunslinger table from Firearms because it's a lot better than what actual raw D&D has, and it's not like super broken, you know. It's got a range 30-60, does 2d8 fire, reload 1, misfire 3. So like if I roll a 3 or lower, it misfires essentially. And it's explosive.
I'm gonna say yes, you can do that, but I'm not gonna use that table. What I'm thinking is, because of how it works, we'll still do the misfire, but how it would misfire would be like maybe the fucking gunpowder got a little wet or something. So,
Okay.
As for reloading, that one, I'm gonna say that to, like, I'm gonna boost the damage. You said 2d8 fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at this thing, and given the size of you and how big
Fair
your
enough.
forearm would be, no, it's gonna be more damage. But I'm gonna say that the reload would probably take an action and a bonus action, because you gotta.
I mean, that's fair.
You gotta stuff
You
the
know.
fucking gunpowder in there, and then you gotta fucking get
yeah.
the cannonball in there. So I don't feel like it would really work as you could fucking reload as a bonus action, right?
No, that's fair. I fully expected it to at least take an action, because like, I mean, even because what I'm expecting is, like I said, like, Guts would keep one in there for that exact reason, and he'd only pull it out when he absolutely had to, like, if so it was like, I'm not looking to like be able to just like mad fire this thing constantly. This is more like I'm up close and personal, and it's like, well, this guy's really fucking my shit up, so I'm just gonna fucking blast him in the face with it, like, you know,
how
kind of thing.
How I would definitely rule this is, like, you could take your shot, and that would trigger your attack action, which means you still get your extra attacks.
Fair.
But if you went to reload it during combat, you would have to wait till the next round, and it would take both your action and your bonus action, so you wouldn't be able to make any attacks on that round.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'm like I said, I'm cool with that. Like I said, it's not an all the time that, like, I'm not gonna bust it out like every other combat unless I absolutely have to. I might try it out a couple times in the beginning, like, just to see what it does, but
I would probably even let you find or make plans to upgrade the ammunition for it as well.
But yeah, I was gonna ask, like, because this is gonna be a constant, like, I'm gonna keep upgrading it kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like, he also has plans to just upgrade himself as well. Like, like his technology was cutting edge in one point in time, but like, it's probably good if I kind of update myself a little bit, And I haven't really made much use of these tinkering tools yet. I haven't really had the opportunity.
Yeah, for real.
So, like,
no,
yeah.
I'm definitely down to let this happen. I will definitely have to look into, checks and whatnot on how to make this, and like cost of materials and whatnot. But I don't see why you couldn't do it.
I mean, I am a robot, so
exactly.
Essentially, But it's just, like I said, it's just some of his inner workings and stuff might need to be updated, changed, fixed, whatever.
I mean, if you ever find your creator, if he's still alive,
yeah.
I mean, there's a chance he might be willing to help you too, depending how the story unfolds. I mean, I already have plans for how it is, but it depends on how you react to things and what goes on and whatnot. But yeah, no, that's totally
absolutely
plausible.
Yeah, I mean, like, the two that I mentioned first, though, are what I'm working on right now. The fingers, again, like, upgrades. I'm starting small. We're gonna go with the fingers, and then, like, I want to do like the fucking hand cannon, like the and shit, and then like we'll go from there.
Yeah,
upgrade my chassis, maybe find a way to improve my integrated protection. Things like that, like,
The only thing I gotta figure out is, how are you making the plans? Like, how are you writing them down? Are you dexterous enough you could, like, hold a fucking quill and do this?
I got a 14 dexterity. If that,
And you've had your claws long enough and handled enough other things that you could probably find a way to do this without fucking snipping the quill in half.
I mean, I could just find some stone slabs and etch it.
That's fucking true too. And you do have a bag of
if I have to. If that's a necessary thing,
Yeah. Well, when you make plans, right, you definitely would have to find a way to, etch them down or write them down or something, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that can work. I like this. This is interesting. During your rest, though, are you going to? Do you have an attunement slot available?
Currently, I still have an attunement slot. Yeah, because I never replaced the Belt of Giant Strength after we fused it. Like after I fused with it.
Okay. So during the night, do you wish to try to attune to this new hat?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
1 sec. So the hat is a normal hat. It is a pristine looking. However, when you use your cause fear ability, it changes into what you see in that picture. It looks tattered, torn, bloody, and it changes the burlap sack over your face to look like that.
Dope. Nice. That's pretty sick. I am updating my sheet.
Also, when you're not using your cause fear ability, it does say that in that first bullet point there, it can change the features of your burlap to make you basically use your burlap sack over your face to make it more human-like. Not necessarily flesh, but like facial features, like, show emotion and shit.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, no, that's dope. I'm gonna talk to so many plants. I'm gonna just be talking to like all the plants, like all the time. I mean, the animals too, if they fuck with us,
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we're pretty intimidating, so we probably scare most wild animals off. Like, the bigger ones might come hang out or check us out, but
Yeah. But yeah, that is
that's
the
dope.
first
I have my
part.
own frightful presence, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. That is the first part of your artifact set.
Ah, that's fire. Shit, I forgot to name it in my sheet.
And you have kind of an overview, which as you find more parts to your set, I will move things from GM notes into the main part of both the Melora's set. Actually, the rest of the Melora's set of the Scythe bit you won't be able to see until you've attuned to all three of them. But
that's fair.
The item itself, as you attune to more pieces, you will get access to more shit.
Dope. Shit, I had a question. I fucking forgot it because I'm baked. Oh yeah. Obviously it's an attunement item. Rarity level?
This would be artifact.
Wondrous artifact?
Yes.
Sick.
Oh wow, I really didn't put in there that it requires attunement, did I? Oh
no, but I already assumed.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So I just put in item wondrous artifact requires attunement in the thing, and I have everything else. I upgraded my stats with the boost. I'm going to make a attack for the fear ability.
So, with this in mind, are you still planning on switching characters?
I mean, I had already kiboshed that idea.
Okay.
Given like, everything else, like that we had talked about already.
Yeah.
I had already
Okay.
kind of just kiboshed that because it just seemed inconvenient. So, like,
Yeah, not gonna lie, it would have
um,
been a little inconvenient. But I'm glad you changed your mind. I'm trying to make your character a little more. I don't know what the word is. Connectable.
fair.
But yeah,
Relatable.
yeah. As you attune to that, we'll. You said you went back to the barn, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's the idea.
So I believe with that, we will call that a night.
Yeah, I felt like that was a natural stopping point there.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that was
That
some pretty
set
good
up a few things,
exploration
though.
shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because like there's a few things I want to do because like, I mean, I want to check out what happened to Evangeline because personally, I feel like there's more to it than just her turning into some tyrannical bitch, abusive motherfucker. Like I feel like there had to be more to that than just that, you know.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I feel like that there's more to that because even if it isn't, it just turns out that she just fucking lost her shit in the caves and never really bounced back. Like, I feel like you'd want to know, you know? And if there is something to it, then, he's going to deal with that when it comes to it,
Oh yeah. No, I fully expect
Um,
that.
and then he's going to check out what happened with Daddy Dearest there.
Wizendorf.
Yeah. I mean, technically, by all rights and purposes, he's probably the closest thing we had to a father figure in our early stages of development.
What was he just like? I can't. I'm pretty sure I asked you this before, and I think you gave me an answer, but I can't remember. What kind of gnome was he?
He is a fucking. Hang on. What was it? Sorry, hang on.
No
I'm
worries.
looking at my notes because I did have them. I haven't put them in the sheet yet. The character workups. So. I know he is a. Pretty sure he was a rock gnome, if I'm not mistaken. He was kind of like a rare type of gnome in town, I believe.
All right.
Because yeah, like he was very much the tinkerer and shit. Like, well, I mean, he was the one who led their whole kind of what was it? Push for more sophisticated farm equipment, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just happened that we ended up actually being sentient to a point where we were evolving emotions and, preferences, things like that,
Perfect. I just had to look up how long they live. That's all.
They wanted us to be relatable and friendly, and they, took it a little bit too far, and just flat out became sentient.
I mean, makes sense.
because they didn't want us to turn on the people or whatever, or get our fucking programming all fucked up. End up fucking harvesting the humans.
For sure. Well, I can't wait for the next few sessions. I got a lot of shit already planned. A couple things I might decide to just wing. But yeah,
that's fair.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
That's done. Now I just have to title this.
I'm curious. I want to know how much AC Con already has. Holy
26.
shit. 27.
Well, now he's got 27.
I don't think he bought that ring, though.
There. Sick. Okay. But yeah, he's pretty beefy.
Yeah, and he was looking for a fucking +3. Bro.
Yep. Well, I mean, really, he's our tank character.
Yeah, that's
in
an
every sense of the word. Like, even when he makes attacks, they're not, like, wildly effective.
I mean...
Oh,
yeah. Fuck,
I mean, but that, a lot of times...
I don't think I've ever seen him use a fucking maneuver.
Well, yeah. Every time he's used one, they've never really worked out the way he wanted them to. And that's I find the problem with Battlemaster. They're very situational in certain regards.
Oh yeah, like even with his DC, right? Like his DC is pretty high, but the thing is, like, to try and balance out the fights because you guys are so strong, like a lot of them fucking their strength is through the goddamn roof.
Well, I think it's not even just so much that they weren't successful as it was like just the maneuvers themselves are not his forte,
Yeah.
Like, he's not a big fan. Like he thought I believe that, like, we actually had talked about this at an earlier point, and because I remember having this conversation with him. I don't know if you were there, but we found out that, like, certain things don't work with his setup, and shit. So it's like kind of disappointing,
Like, did he take like some ranged maneuvers instead of melee or something?
I can't remember exactly.
Hold on, I'm looking through.
It's been a while. But I mean, I've never been a big fan of Battlemaster personally.
I mean, he's got fainting attack, which is pretty decent. But that just gives him advantage, doesn't add extra damage.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's got grappling strike. I think that's just part of Battlemaster. It's not a maneuver.
Grappling sucks in 5th edition, though.
It does a little bit, but like,
I mean, it very much
that's
does.
why a lot of times, like, I'll ask, like, how exactly are you grappling him? Like, if they're like, like bear hugging him, well, then okay. If you're gonna try to bear hug him, then he's not going to be able to make fucking attacks, even at disadvantage. He's restrained. So I tweak that shit a little bit, because like, I do like a wrestling grapple. Oh, so both of your arms and his arms are together. Okay, well, I mean, unless you let go of the grapple, you're not going to be able to attack. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I try and balance it out a little bit, depending. That's why a lot of times I'll ask for a description, like, oh, cool, you're going to do that. Well, let me know how.
Yeah.
Let's see what else you got. Precision attack. When you make a weapon attack roll against a creature, you expend 1 superiority die, add it to the roll. Okay, so that's just a better hit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Menacing attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you spend 1 superiority to attempt to frighten the target. Okay.
I think a lot of it was also just the lackluster nature of some of these that
Yeah,
he
like,
wasn't a big fan of.
it looks like most
You know.
of them, he didn't take... I don't think he took any that actually add damage, I think is what the
Yeah.
issue is. Like, all of his are just like, you know, to get either to be easier to actually hit the target, and it doesn't add the damage, or, you know, he's got the parry one. So, like, yeah, I understand why he's really not overly awesome on the damage part.
Scale. You know, and like, I don't know. I think he expected more out of Battlemaster Fighter and kind of was disappointed by it. You know.
No, for sure.
I mean, it's good for certain things and stuff, but it's pretty finite for a long time, and you know,
I mean,
even then, it's like if they pass your DC, or you know, and I also think that like he wanted to be able to do certain things with it, and they weren't available to him. You know, not the way that he originally thought that they were. You know.
Well, you talk to him more
So.
than I do, so I mean, next time you talk to him, if you want to bring it up, I'm willing to work with him if he wants to like change some things, or I mean,
retrain some things.
Yeah, you can either like retrain. Mitch switched in one of the games. There's that new rule in Tosh's where you can switch your every time you get an ASI, you can switch your subclass. So there's that. Or if there's just not any maneuvers he fucking likes, I mean, we could always try homebrewing some too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
you can bring that up to him because you, like I said, you just talk to him more than I do, and then if he wants, he can reach out and I'll help him with that.
Yeah, I'll let him know. Because yeah, like I said, I mean, but like I